here, Velody, not over there. Look here, Velody, not over there. Hey, what's up? It's me, Velody, and these are some tips for you if you have an upcoming radio or podcast interview situation coming up, or perhaps on camera as well. So we're going to do some hints and tips for you. Let's assume that you've been invited onto the podcast or the radio broadcast because you know something or you have an interesting story. There's a reason why you're there, and it's not typically to embarrass you or kind of catch you out. But the likelihood is you're not a politician, you're some kind of expert, or you have an interesting story, an interesting human interest story, and that's where they've chosen you. So bear that in mind. These are universal, whether it's radio, podcasts, or on camera. So whether it's 2 Facebook Lives happening at once, whether it's been beamed out at the time, or whether it's going to be used for posterity and clipped up and chopped up and used in multiple media going forward. So you're there for a reason and a purpose, and you've got something to share. So with that said, what do you want to share? What do you want to be known for? You know, this interview could potentially lead to another interview. Even if that's scary for you, you know, you want to have some key messages and some key, whether it is a human interest story, you want to have your story and have your kind of facts straight and your story straight in your mind. So sometimes when we go onto radio, we can be, you know, it's all fine, and then the red button goes on and suddenly your mind goes blank, right? And you just sort of, and they're asking you stuff, and it's easy to get a bit flustered. So these things are going to help you not stay flustered, not get flustered in the first place. And if you do, they're going to help you to come back to a calm central place, okay? So the first thing is know why you're there. Okay, are you there because you're a human interest story? At which point, you know, try and be interesting. Don't worry about trying to be funny if you're not a comedian, but if you are there to tell a story and tell it in the nicest, you know, most genuine, most interesting way that you can. Because if you're there to tell a story, then presumably there's something in the story that people are bothered about. So just be you, just say what happened, and you know, and you feel free to write, you know, if you feel that you might forget, then write whatever prompts you need to write them on card, I should say, not paper. Paper near a microphone, particularly near a radio, very sensitive microphone, or a podcast microphone, can crinkle and wrinkle, and without the context of cameras, it's just going to ruin the audio. Okay, so be the text friend, be the presenter's friend, and write whatever you need to write on a handful of cards in big print or big handwriting, and just sort of place them in your eye view so that when you're talking to the person, you can still see the couple of things that you wanted to mention. Okay, so take those along, and even if you never look at them and you don't need them, at least they'll give you a base to come back to if you ever kind of lose your train of thought. Okay, so prepare 2, 4, 6 cards, big print, lay them out in front of you where you can see. Again, card, not paper. Paper rustles. Okay, second point. Have a glass of water near there. Have a beverage, preferably water, and definitely flat. You don't want a fizzy drink and then burp on the microphone, which I know sounds obvious. Just because it sounds obvious doesn't mean that you might not do that. They might offer you something like that, so you don't know. Okay, so try and go for, you know, flat water. A cup of tea if you like tea, green tea or something like that, that's hydrating, it feels okay, and you know, it's not too hot, not too cold, you know, not ice cubes that are going to make noise, things like that. So just kind of you know, make sure you have a drink nearby, so that again, because you'll find that if you're quite new to presenting or to being guests, I should say, if you're new to being a guest, it's quite common to get that dry throat. And it's just your body kind of signaling that something's changing, I'm under the spotlight, I'm being looked at. And so again, little bits of water just really help as well. Very common, if you have something like that coming up, to have adrenaline, to be kind of too busy and not to eat anything. And if it's your normal routine to not eat, then that's fine. But you don't want to arrive somewhere and your tummy's grumbling whilst you're trying to focus on what's going on. So, you know, just plan, you know, have some, whether it's protein shakes or, you know, something in the car or something in your handbag, or, you know, just something to make sure that, as I say, you don't have your tummy growling, and or you're not feeling hungry and lightheaded when you got your big moment. Okay. So again, a simple thing, but you want to wear something appropriate, and that usually means you want to wear something cool to medium and then a warm layer. Because if you go into the studio and it's boiling hot and you're in a hot outfit, you don't want to get all sweaty. But by the same token, you don't want to go in, you know, a lightweight shirt or a lightweight dress or something like this, and you go in there and, you know, you're absolutely freezing. So again, you want to minimize any distractions, and I talk about this in my book as well. These are things that are it's in your control to choose your wardrobe, to feed yourself, to hydrate yourself, to prepare yourself. You know, it's not in your control necessarily what the person's going to say, if there's any technical issues and things like that. You can't control that, but you can control you showing up really, really great. So I hope these tips have been useful for you. I can't wait to do some more. I really like interacting with you. So again, please do make sure to comment and let me know what you thought of this video. And also, as well, very, very soon, we're going to be having links to the book. Now, the book is really designed to take you from fearful to powerful. Okay, so if speaking in public, if speaking on camera is just something that you absolutely petrifies you, or, you know, any kind of presentation or anything like that is really, really stressful, then we can totally get you past that. And I don't believe that anybody, particularly if you have, you know, great ideas, you're a good person, and you can actually help the world and help people, particularly in this time right now, we need all the great people stepping up. And I'm on a mission to remove the barriers of everybody that could be amazing, that has great ideas, that is trying to help others. I want to remove any confidence barriers they have and any barriers that are stopping them from stepping into the leadership that I know they're capable of. So stay in touch, and we'll be having more tips of this nature soon. I like this. Have to remember to look here. Look here, Velody, not over there. Look here, Velody, not over there. Don't get me started on singing.